Good afternoon, one and all. Whether my voice is audible to everyone, and can you see my presentation? Please comment in the chat box. If not, please mention. Okay. So if somebody can't see the presentation, then please pin on Vikram's on presentation. You will find it in the list. We'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes and we'll start. Okay. Now I would like to start today's lecture. So in the last lecture, we have discussed something about the measures of a capacity, how to measure the capacity, and for that purpose, we have seen different capacities like design capacity, system capacity, or the actual capacity. Okay, these three types of capacities we have seen. In line with that three types of a capacity, also we have discussed about the license capacity, or the installed capacity, or we can say, and the rated capacity. These three capacities we have seen in the last lecture. Okay, so by using these three capacity, one can understand the measures of a capacity. Okay, so then we have seen the difference between utilization and efficiency. Okay, and how to calculate utilization and how to calculate the efficiency. So utilization is nothing but actual output will be in the form of a percentage of uh, design capacity. Okay, percentage of a design capacity, that is nothing but uh, the utilization, whereas the efficiency can be defined as the the percentage of actual output out of the system capacity, out of system capacity. Okay, so there are two different we can say that the significance for the utilization and the efficiency. Okay, so efficiency will represent how well that particular machine or that particular human being performing, and whereas the utilization denotes that, we can say that it will denotes that how much amount of facilities, or how much percent of facilities are utilizing to perform particular task, or to perform specific operation. Okay, or to produce some amount of goods. How much percentage of facilities are under utilization, that will come by considering the term utilization capacity. Then I think we have seen the process capacity planning. Okay, or before that we have seen the capacity planning. Okay, so capacity planning, the main ultimate goal of capacity planning is nothing but to determine the future demand of the product in the market, and on that basis the plan for the capacity. Okay, plan for the plant capacity, that is nothing but capacity planning. So capacity planning the term is totally depends on a market situation, and its ultimate goal is to cope up with the fluctuations in the market for the demand. Fluctuations in the market for the demand. So there is one procedure we have discussed in the last lecture to understand how to do the capacity planning. Okay, so for that purpose, we have seen these steps. Whatever steps you can see on your screen, that steps need to follow, or we can say that this is the process, and out of that process we have to find out the steps. Okay, so in process we have seen the first is the environmental scanning or study. Okay, that is nothing but what we have to study the market and find out the demand, or we can say that find out the trend of that particular product in the market. Okay, or the growth of that particular in the market, and whether it is the demand is increasing in future, or it will decrease in future. Okay, so that survey need to carry out, and on that survey basis one have to form the demand forecasting. Okay, demand forecasting is nothing but what will be the demand of that particular product in the market in the future. Okay, for one can say that for short range forecasting also, and for long range forecasting also. So short range forecasting is nothing but up to 2 to 3 year forecasting, that will be considered as a short term forecasting, whereas 5 year 10 year forecasting will be considered as a long term forecasting. So on that basis demand forecasting need to carry out for the particular product, and once you find out the demand or the forecasting for that particular product, then check out whether the suitable capacity available in the plant or not. So that is the third step, that is nothing but estimation of present capacity. Okay, whether the firm or that particular industry having suitable capacity to avoid, or to avoid the uncertainties which will happen in future. Okay, to cope up with the fluctuations of a market. Okay, or if the production goes on increasing, then is there any suitable facility in industry to manage that particular demand, or to satisfy that particular demand. So that is nothing but estimation of present capacity. What is present situation? What is what we are having at a present situation? That is nothing but estimation of present capacity. Okay. So then after analysis, if you come to know that there is not inadequate capacity present, or over capacity is there. Okay. So on the basis of a future demand, if product will be the demand of product will be decreasing, then we have to reduce the capacity. And if the demand of the product will goes on increasing, or there is a growth in the market for the particular product, then in that situation we have to increase our capacity. Okay, increase the capacity of production. Okay, so if there is a increment in the production in a market for any particular product, then we have to think about some capacity planning. Okay, or we can say that we have to think about some options. Okay, so such as overtime. Okay, then multiple shifts. Okay, then expansion of a plant. So these are the options in front of a management. Okay, or one can say that to cope up with the situation, if the facilities will not available, in that case one can do the make or buy analysis also, whether that particular component we have to manufacture in our company, or we have to buy that particular component from other vendor. Okay, so someone produce that component, and that component will be sold on the basis of, or on the basis of your tag mark. Okay, so that will be nothing but a make or buy decision. In any company, the components will not, all the components will not be manufactured under one roof. Some of the components need to purchase or procure from other vendors. Okay, and the demand will be fulfilled by procuring that particular components from other vendors. Okay, so such alternatives will be available with the company, and on the basis of this alternative, company need to find out the economically best options. Okay, or in that case company need to take the behavior consideration of behavioral changes of the employees also. Okay, so if company will select the overtiming option to cope up with the capacity management, then some worker will be opposed to uh, uh, that particular alternative. Okay, some will be in a positive sense that some extra money earning will be there through that particular uh, uh, overtime. Okay, so in this manner some of the situation arises in the company, and that also need to handled by the management. Okay, so the problems in the alternative and the good points of alternative, in this manner cost benefit analysis will be done for each and every alternative, and on that basis, or we can say that quantitative and economical analysis for various plans will be done by the management, and on that basis the best plan will be selected for the uh, for the capacity planning. Okay, and that best plan will be implemented in the plant. Okay, that particular best plan will be implemented in the plant. So we have to consider that, or we have to inline these particular steps of capacity planning with the process. Okay, so here the next point is steps of capacity planning. So we have to inline these particular steps with the process. Okay, so it will be similar like the process only. Okay, so the first step is nothing but estimate future capacity requirement. Okay, so that is nothing but demand forecasting. Then evaluate existing capacity and facilities and identify the gaps. Then next, identify alternative for a meeting requirement. Okay, and then conduct financial analysis. That is nothing but cost benefit analysis. Assess key qualitative issues. Okay, if there are any qualitative issue, then assess that particular key qualitative issues. So, and then select the best alternative for the long term. Okay, and on that basis the alternative will be selected at the end, and that will be uh, implemented in the plant for long period of time. Okay, for a long period of time. So that will be the steps of capacity planning. Okay, so we can inline these steps with the process also. Okay, then okay, so the next point is factors influencing effective capacity. Okay, so factors influencing effective capacity. We have already discussed that the effective capacity or the system capacity is always less than the design capacity, or it is equal to the design capacity. Okay, equal or less than design capacity. We can say that equal or less than design capacity. So design capacity is the engineer capacity, and where the ideal situation is considered, but in the system capacity we have to consider that there will be a breakdown for the machine, there will be the lead time for the machine, and uh, because of that this particular effective capacity will not be equal to the design capacity. Okay, this effective capacity will not be equal to the design capacity. Now to increase the efficiency, okay, to increase the efficiency or the efficiency to calculate the efficiency, the effective capacity is most important. Okay, so we need to consider these particular factors which will influence this particular effective capacity. Okay, so the first factor is forecast of a demand. Second factor is plant or and labor efficiency. Third factor is subcontracting. Fourth factor is multiple shift operation, and fifth factor is management policy. Okay, these five factors are there, and we will discuss these five factors in detail in the next slides. Okay. Okay. So we'll see one by one. Okay. The first one is the forecast of a demand. We have discussed already that the capacity planning is mostly depend on the forecasting, because why? Uh, if you know what will happen in the future, or if you predict what will happen in the future, so according to that particular future prediction, we can plan for the capacity enhancement, or to decrease that particular capacity. If the product having growth in the market, then we have to think about the expansion. Okay, we have to think about the alternative factors which will increase the plant or the firm capacity. Okay, and if there is a declination, if you see if you found there is a declination in the demand of a particular product, then we have to think about to reduce the capacity of the plant. Okay, so this particular forecast for the future, or we can say that demand forecast is the basis for the capacity planning. Okay, but in actual, this particular forecast is never accurate. Okay, we have seen the different types of forecasting technique, and most of the time the actual demand is having different value than the forecasted demand. Actual demand is having the different value than the forecasted demand. So there is we can say that uh, there is some error in actual demand and the forecasted demand. So the accuracy of a forecasting plays very much important role for the capacity planning. Okay, for the capacity planning. So it will be here be I mentioned difficult to forecast the demand with accuracy, as it changes significantly with the product life cycle stages and the number of products. Yes, so it is uh, it is very much essential to forecast the demand with high accuracy. Okay, so that it is significant, this particular factor forecast of demand, or the demand forecast, is a most important factor for the capacity planning. So now here it is mentioned that this particular forecast demand is varies according to the product life cycle stages. It will varies according to the product life cycle stages. Okay, so here we need to understand what is meant by product life cycle stages. Okay, so product life cycle stages means what? Consider the example of any mobile. Okay, at the launch, the demand of that particular mobile is very less. Okay, at the launch time. Okay, and day by day the mobile demand goes on increasing. Okay, that particular mobile demand in the market goes on increasing. If your friend purchase one mobile, same mobile, uh, which was launched by 2 months before. Okay, and the demand of that particular mobile is very high in the market, and everyone want to purchase that particular mobile. Okay, and you also purchase that same mobile on the basis of the mouth publicity in the market. Okay, so at the start, at the launching time, the demand of that particular mobile is very less, but day by day the demand of that particular mobile goes on increasing in the market. Okay, and after some time it will be at the top, or we can say that it will be at its peak point. Okay, at its peak point, and afterward the demand of that particular mobile goes on decreasing, as another types of a mobile will be launched in the market, or similar types of, or the higher quality or higher functionality mobiles will be launched in the market, and that the demand of that particular mobile will goes on decreasing. Okay, and at the after some times the company need to stop the production of that particular mobile. Okay, because higher feature mobile are in the competition for that particular mobile, so company want to stop the production of that particular mobile. So if you understood, there is we can plot this particular graph for that particular product. Okay, we can plot one graph for that particular product. So it will show one kind of a dome. So first phase is nothing but introduction phase, where the product is introduced to the market. Then afterward the growth of that particular mobile, of that particular product, or the demand growth of that particular product we can see in the market. Then it will reach at the peak. Okay, and the demand will be steady for some days. Okay, that particular demand will be steady for some days. Okay, and that is nothing but maturity. Okay, that is nothing but maturity. And after some time the demand of that particular product will goes on decreasing. That is nothing but what? Decline. So the stages of product life cycle, we can say that introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Okay, these are the 4 stages of product life cycle. Okay, first one is nothing but introduction, where the product is launched in the market. Then growth of that particular product, that is nothing but demand. Day by day the demand of that particular mobile goes on increasing. Okay, and it will reach at the peak point, and the demand will stable for some period. Okay, So that will be nothing but a maturity. And after some days, the demand will goes on decreasing. Okay, goes on decreasing. So that is nothing but declination. So these are the stages of a product life cycle. So the time period, okay, time period, okay. So at this time period is nothing but what, when mobile is launched or the product is launched in the market, the time period will start from that particular day, and the product is withdrawn from the market. That is the end point of that particular product, or we can say that end point of that particular graph. So the time period between these two condition is nothing but what, the time period for the product life cycle. Okay, so um, the products are having more product life cycle time period. In that case, the growth of that particular product is also, we can say that, very less, or it is steady, uh, steady demand, or we can say that there is a constant demand for that particular product. But the products are having the shorter life cycle. In that case, the need of forecasting is different one. Okay, the need of forecasting is different one, and the product is having the larger the life cycle period. In that case, the forecasting demand was different one. Okay, so that accuracy of forecasting influences the capacity of planning. Okay, so this particular because the planning for the capacity is totally depend on the forecasting. So the forecasting accuracy will be impacted uh, on the capacity planning. Getting my point, everyone? How this forecast of demand influence the capacity planning? Is there any question? My voice is audible to everyone? Hello? Okay. Whether everybody getting what I want to convince you? Okay. So shall we move ahead? Please note down some of the points from this particular slide. So give the heading: factors influencing effective capacity. Factors influencing effective capacity. Okay, factors influencing effective capacity. So from that particular main point, we are discussing the first sub point, or the first factor, that is nothing but forecasts of a demand. Okay, forecast of a demand, forecast of a demand. Okay, so that is the our first point under the factors influencing effective capacity. So note down some of the points from this particular slide. I will provide 2 minutes to you, 2 to 3 minutes, and then we will move further. Okay, shall we move ahead, or you require more time? If you noted the points, then we can move ahead. Okay, so shall we move? Have you finished the write up related to the forecast of a demand? Please mention in the chat box so it will be easy to me to drive this particular lecture to the next points. Okay, so the second one or the second factor which will affect on or which will influence the effective capacity is nothing but plant and labor efficiency. Okay, so we know that we will never achieve the 100% efficiency. Okay, or we will never achieve the 100% utilization of any plant or any machine. Okay, or any equipment. Okay, so why it will happen? Okay, because we can say that there is some lead time between two processes. Okay, there is some allowances provided to the machine or to the laborers also. Okay, and there are some breakdown problems related to the machine and maintenance problems related to the machine, and because of that we never achieve the 100% efficiency of any machine or any labor. Okay, now we need to maximize this particular efficiency. We need to maximize this particular efficiency so that we can utilize maximum capacity of the plant. Okay, or we can say that uh, we can increase the effective capacity. We can increase the effective capacity. So plant efficiency varies from equipment to equipment and from organization to organization. Okay, so we have purchased. If you consider that we have purchased the same machine at the same time, but they will not work or they will not produce the same amount of component in the same time period. Okay, there will be different. There are a number of factors or there are a number of problems related to the machine, so that we can say that this particular the machines which are identical or which are similar will not produce or will not having same efficiency. And if you consider that there are two plants, same capacity, same machineries are used, same types of or same skilled workers are working in two different organizations, then also we will not get the same efficiency for both the organization. Okay, so these are the point we have to consider related to the plant efficiency, related to the plant efficiency. Now, the labor efficiency is most important factor we have to consider, because it will be considered under the overall capacity utilization. It will be contributed for the overall capacity utilization. Okay, how it becomes contributed to the, because all the machines will be handled by the laborers. Okay, and there is a human interface with the machine. Okay, so the productivity of a machine will be depend on the skills of that particular worker. Okay, productivity, that is nothing but what, how much products are produced per unit time. Okay, or we can say that rate of production is depend on the skills of a worker. Okay, or and attitude of that particular worker. Okay, so this particular labor efficiency contribute to the overall capacity utilization. Now, the standard time will be established by the industrial engineer. Okay, in the next semester, you will have one subject, industrial engineering. So in that, you will understood what is meant by standard time. Okay, so in the standard time, all the types of allowances are considered and calculated the maximum time required to produce one of the product by normal worker. Okay, that is nothing but what, standard time. Okay, so but this time is given by the industrial engineer, and it was analyzed at the at the time of establishment of that particular plant or that particular firm. But the days will pass and you will get the different skill types worker. Okay, sometimes you will get the higher skilled worker, sometimes you will get the lower skilled worker. Okay, and the speed of working and efficiency of a different person is different one. Okay, so this particular time required to produce some same type of a component will differ labor to labor. Okay, and at the time of capacity planning, we need to consider the latest standard time, or we can say that latest speed or the efficiency of that particular worker. Okay, speed or the efficiency of that particular worker. So the actual efficiency of labor should be considered while doing the capacity planning. Okay, while doing the capacity planning. Okay, or it will affect on the effective capacity. Okay, getting my point? The plant efficiency and the labor efficiency. Okay, how it impact on the effective capacity, how it impact in effective capacity. Getting my point, everyone? So please mention in the chat box if you have any problem, any question, any doubt, or else note down some of the points related to this particular plant and labor efficiency. Everyone, please mention if you are not getting anything, please mention in the chat box, or else you can mention that you are getting this point. My voice is audible to everyone? Okay. So note down some of the points which will be useful to understand this particular plant and labor efficiency factor to influence the effective capacity. Okay, shall we move ahead? Have you noted? Everyone, please mention in the chat box if you required more time to note down the points. Okay, so we'll move ahead to next point or next factor. The next point is nothing but subcontracting. Okay, so which will affect on the effective capacity. Okay, subcontracting. Subcontracting means what? It refers to offloading. Okay, it will refers to offloading. Offloading means what? Share some of the load with the another company. Share some of the load of the company. That is nothing but what? Load means what? Some of the work or some of the jobs of a particular company will be shared with the another company. That is nothing but offloading. Okay. So in this particular subcontracting, some vendors are developed by the company, and some of the jobs are given to this vendor. So in this manner, we are enhancing or the companies are enhancing their capacity. Okay. Now in this case, one how to take the care of make to buy or make to uh, uh, no no make or buy situation. Okay, one how to take care of a make or buy situation. That is nothing but what? It is one kind of analysis. By doing this particular analysis, uh, it will give the guideline to the management whether that particular product we have to manufacture in our company or we have to buy that particular product. So this guideline will be given by the make or buy analysis. Okay, so this analysis will helpful for the company to take the decision accordingly, or to take the decision about the subcontracting or vendors. Okay, and an economical comparison between cost to make the component or buy the component is to made to take the decision. Okay, so this make or buy analysis will helpful to the company to take the decision that the component or the job we have to perform in our company only, all the jobs we have to perform in our company only, or some of the jobs we have to provide to the vendor so that uh, the capacity of the plant will get increased. Okay, so that is nothing but what? Capacity means what? If you say that your company is producing 100 components, consider that your company is producing 100 components in a day. Okay, and according to the market situation, you need to supply 125 components per day, okay, or you need to produce 125 components per day. We have used all the alternative, okay, that is nothing but there is no scope for the expansion, there is no scope for the uh, uh, no scope for the multi shifts, okay, there is no scope for the ot overtime also, okay. So and you will come to know that there is no scope for the expansion of capacity of present at a present situation, but you want to fulfill that particular demand of product in the market, okay. So in that situation we have to think about the vendor, we have to think about the vendor, okay. We have to generate such vendors that will provide same component, okay, same component to your company, okay. So in that case you have to think about the make or buy situation, okay, make or buy analysis, okay. So in such a situation this particular subcontracting is very useful, and subcontracting is to increase the capacity of your plant, okay, is to increase the capacity of your plant. Sometimes all the total product will not be taken from another company. Some processes on same product will be done by the owner company, and some of the processes will be done by vendor company. Okay, will be done by vendor company. In this manner, you can reduce the job or you can reduce the process time for particular job in your company, okay, for a process time for a particular job in your company, and you can increase your capacity or your production rate. So this particular subcontracting will be essential, or it will influence the effective capacity, it will influence the effective capacity. Getting my point, everyone? What is meant by subcontracting and how it is useful, uh, uh, or how it will affect on the effective capacity? Everyone, please note down subcontracting and some of the points related to the subcontracting. Is there any question to anyone? You can ask. You can ask your doubts if you not understood anything. And try to note down something out of this particular slides, okay, so that you'll understood once you read the points. Okay, so shall we move ahead to the next point? Next is multiple shift operation. Obviously, the multiple shift means what? Some of the companies, the work is performed in only one shift. In some of the companies, the work will perform in two shift. In some of the companies, the work will perform in a three shift. Okay, so why these particular shifts are generated? Because we know that to increase the utilization of the facilities, this multi-shift concept is very much useful for the companies. Okay, this particular multi-shift concept is very much useful to the company, as we are knowing that in if you are producing the 100 component in a one shift, then there will be a if the company is working in a two shift, then there will be a 200 components. If the company will work in three shift, then there will be 300 components. Okay, so this particular multiple shift operations uh, uh, is uh, is is enhancing the capacity of any firm. Okay, but here while doing this particular multi shift operation, uh, many of the companies come to know that in the third shift, okay, that is nothing but night shift. During the night shift, the rejection problems are more. Okay, and it will also affect on the capacity, because some processing industries like foundries are there, then food processing industries are there. Very high investment is there. In that case, this particular multi-stage shift operations are recommended. Okay, and if the rejection will get increased in a shift operation, okay, and uh, that will affect on the output. Okay, so and it will consume also resources and time also and money also, so it will affect on the overall performance of a company also. Okay, so one kind, this particular multi-stage multiple shift operations is useful for the company, and also there are some side effects of this particular multiple shift operation. So both the things will influence the effective capacity. Both the things will influence the effective capacity or the system capacity. So this particular multiple shift operation is one of the factor which will influence the effective capacity, which will influence the effective capacity. Getting everyone? So please note down multiple shift operation. I will give 2 minutes to you. Please note down. Is there any problem you can mention in the chat box? Whether you understood what is meant by multiple shift operation, or should I elaborate once again? Is there any doubt, any question you can ask, and simultaneously you can note down the points related to the multiple shift operation. Okay. Okay. Have you noted points? Shall we move ahead? Is there any problem, any doubt? Just mention in the chat box if you have finished with the write up. Okay. Shall we move ahead? So the next point is related to the factors influencing effective capacity, that is nothing but management policy. Okay, now we have think about the uh, forecasting demand, then subcontracting, then multiple shift operation. So this will comes all such things will come under the management policy. And what management policies are implemented related to this particular point? What is policy related to the multi-stage? What is the policy of the companies related to subcontract? Then which department to be run for a third shift? Okay, So in the company, all the departments will not be run. Okay. So account section will not work in a three shift. Okay. Or we can say that finance sector, finance department in a foundry case, if you consider the foundry is there and the finance department is there, or we can say that account section is there. So it will not work in a three shift. Okay. The working of finance section or the account section will be in a general shift only. Okay. Then there is a design section, so it will not work in a three shift. It will be work in a one shift or two shift. Okay, maximum two shift. Then if you consider the purchase department is there. Okay, so it will not work in the night. Okay, so which department should be work in the night, that is the policy for that particular company. So it is one kind of a policy. Okay, so that is nothing but what the production department will work in a three shift, then quality department will work in a three shift. Okay, so these are the policies for the different companies, and it will changes according to the shift. Okay, according to the organization also. So then next is what is the policy for the machine replacement. Okay, so some of the industries having different policies, or we can say that some of the industries are still using 1980s machines, and some of the industries uses just uh, 5 year latest machines only. Okay, so that is nothing but what according to the technology, they are switching to the new type of machines. Okay, so these are the policies for the companies, and it will affect on the capacity of that particular uh, production system, or we can say that for that particular firm. Okay, so the management policy with regards to subcontracting, multiplicity of shifts, which department to be run for third shift, machine replacement policy, they are definitely affect on the capacity planning. They are definitely affect on the capacity planning. Okay, getting everyone? So note down this particular management policy point. Is there any question, any doubt you can ask? Okay, I would like to take the attendance. Okay, we'll stop here. Rule number one. Rule number one, absent.
Yes,
Okay, I
sir.
have marked your attendance. Please mute yourself. Rule number one, mute yourself. Rule number two.
Yes, sir.
Three. Four. Four absent. Five.
Yes, sir.
Six.
Yes, sir.
7.
Yes, sir.
8. 9. 10. 11.
Yes, sir.
Akash, 10. Okay. 11.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21.
Yes, sir.
23, 24,
Present, sir.
okay, 25, 26,
Yes,
20,
sir.
26, Vivek,
Yes, sir.
okay, 27, 28, 29, 30,
Yes, sir.
31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37,
37, yes, sir.
okay, 38,
Yes, sir.
39, 40,
Yes, sir.
41,
Yes, sir. Present.
42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 56, no? Then, okay, I have marked your attendance. 47, 48, 47, 48, 49,
Yes, sir.
59 present. 50, 51, 52,
Yes, sir.
53, 54,
Yes, sir.
is 54,
Sir.
55, 56,
Yes, sir.
56 again. 57, 58, 59,
Yes, sir.
okay, yes, 59. 60,
Yes, sir.
61, 62, 63, 64,
Yes, sir. 64.
okay, so 65, 66,
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
okay, 67, 68, 69,
Present, sir.
69 present, okay. 70,
Yes, sir. 70.
okay, 70. 71,
Present, sir.
which 71?
Harshal.
Arshal, okay. 72, 72 absent, 73, 74, 75,
Yes, sir.
75 present, okay. 76, 76 absent, 77, 78, 79,
Sir, 76.
okay, 76 absent, okay. 77, 78, 79, 80, 81,
80, 80. Hello?
8, Shivtej. Okay, mark it Shivtej. 81, 82, okay. So anybody attendance remain? Okay, no one?
Sir,
76. Akash,
76.
mark your attendance, no problem. 76. Anybody else? whose attendance is remain. "38." I have marked Pranil. No problem. Anybody else? 57 Junaid. Okay. Okay. I have marked yours, Junaid. Anybody else? So we'll stop here.